ability. In addition to that, all junior ministers must go to people below the age of 45. Critical positions, critical ministries must go to young people. These are the things we're fighting for. Nigerians, I believe both of you in the studio can relate to our fight. You can relate to what we're saying. We don't want to keep changing parties over and over again. We don't want to keep saying third force. It doesn't exist. The third force are the young people. We are already here. So let the young people actually take over the politics. You look all over the world, Nigerians are flourishing. They feel the pains of other Nigerians. They are willing to say the truth, and they are willing to work hand in hand. Try to paint him a different picture. But there are two ministers, the only state in Nigeria with two ministers in that is Anambra. Therefore, as young people, he has charged us.
So how do you intend to achieve, you have actually mentioned that, if we actually are in tune, you're saying that the fact that young people are not being carried along in the thing to do to achieve this goal?
To be honest, we're going to take our demands to the president. We're going to keep going until we have a dialogue with Mr. President. We do not believe that the meeting with the president, between Mr. President and the governors, conveyed the true picture of what is going on, simply because we were not there. If you look at history, you use history to judge. And this committee was given 6 months, they failed. Given another 6 months, they failed. Another 6 months, they failed. Then another 2-3 months, it doesn't work. Why would you pick February when young people pick February? To try to undermine us, to try to say, okay, we've given you what you need, February convention, right? But I bet you January 31st, they will come up with a story saying, oops, problems, we have to do it in May. Therefore, we contest in the party. And that is why we're not doing anything. That is why there's so much crime. And they are doing that because there are not enough stakeholders that understand the need of us. We would involve more
people along is because they do not believe in the capacity or in the ability that they can actually bring in the changes that Nigeria and Nigerians are demanding to see.
On the contrary, I think they know full well our capacity. And I think they know that's why they use us. They keep us illiterate, they keep us hungry, they keep us poor. Only young people can get us out of this mess. I'll give you an example today, right? Just a picture of culture. They were dribbling people on the street. They're 8 years old. Therefore, they are the best. But where are our engineering? Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, with the tremendous amount.
Point has actually been longer in your group. Some other persons are saying
Malam Buni is honestly the executive governor of Yobe State to us, and that's how we view him. We will be naming a new caretaker executive convention planning committee next week. We will be bringing out our zoning formula the week after. How is this going to happen? Out of 36 states that are supposed to produce 36 chairmen, I believe I'm hearing in some quarters that there are over 90 chairmen. How can you resolve this before a February convention without meetings and stakeholders meeting and hugging and reconciling? How is it possible? So the genuine steps that are needed for reconciliation are not being taken. Therefore, we know as young people that they've bamboozled us already. Fool me once, shame on me. The moment we begin to try and book the Eagle Square, they'll try and block the Eagle Square. But even if it means that anywhere in the country, in Abuja, in FCT, that we have to get a good location to do it, we will do it. INEC will be there. We will bring all the aggrieved members together and hold this convention. We will head to court until we have a dialogue with Mr. President. We are not interested in sitting because we've been approached by various governors. We've been approached by various factions.
Report that there are crises in about 12 states.
That's part of the issues. Part of the issues is not dialoguing. Part of the issues is not having empathy. Part of the issues is not including young people, not giving us real roles and real positions. So when you bring impositions, when you bring people into the party and you sever the existing structure, and you have Zamfara, you have Oshun, you have in 7 months, no one will be upset. If they had done it in 5 months or 4 months, the whole country would have been impressed. But in 18 months, they've conducted congresses, which was never their responsibility. They've carried out elections, which was never their responsibility. They've carried out everything except what their names suggest. Therefore, from face value, it shows people that are not genuine in their intention. But if you delve in deeper, you now see the inclusion of people from other parties that don't actually bring value to us. As young people, we have sacrificed. As APC members, as APC stakeholders, all over, young or old, we've sacrificed, we believe, as businessmen. But yet the people coming are not the people who gave this sacrifice. So if you don't work for something, you don't understand the value of it. This is what is bubbling up around the country. The people that haven't worked for these positions are being given these positions, and those who have worked for it are being abandoned and left aside. This is a problem with leadership. So you are right earlier when you said it's not just about being young, and I'd like to touch that topic. Let's not shy away from reality. It's not about being young. Yes, there are some governors or some leaders that are young that are not performing. But yes, there are other leaders and governors that are young that are doing tremendously well. But what we should look at is the average 80% doing very well. Nigeria should be proud of you. But how have our leaders empowered you? How have our leaders projected your growth? How have they created opportunities for you to flourish? But after a certain period of time, you would give up, you would be tired. You will say, Nigeria self. But it is not Nigeria. It is the quality of people we allow in leadership positions. Look at Kaduna, for example. Look at the insecurity, for example. Look at what is going on on the expressway. With the insecurity there, right? We should be focused on security. I will tell you that the only country, and I know why there's insecurity, flourish. I believe that if you have that Kaduna model around Nigeria has come about. The progressive youth movement is about patriotic Nigerians. These are tales by moonlight. You see, I'm the last breed of young people. How many young people know tales by moonlight?
I do.
So this is what, and the fault is our fault. Where have we been? Why have we been quiet? If you look at the great leaders of old, named.
All right, we seem to have
some disconnection issue.
Audio there, but he has indeed said a whole lot concerning how Nigerians young Nigerians need to actually get involved. I think we have Prince Audu back. Let me try and get one question to you. Right, these may want to peek on all of these bottlenecks within your party and maybe use that against you.
I honestly don't believe so. Like I said earlier, I honestly believe APC come 2023 is going to win with landslide victory legitimately. And the reason that the APC will win a landslide victory legitimately is simply because young people were involved. A lot of new young faces are going to emerge. You cannot make scrambled eggs without breaking a few eggs. That's the truth. You cannot make an omelette, without breaking a few eggs. It's all possible. So all we are doing is going through the process of internal democracy. As young people, it's time for us to come together as a bloc, understand our power, understand who we are. This is why the governors, I tell you, look at all the complaints and issues you've heard about the APC in the last year and a half, 18 months since the CECPC was formed. They never reacted to anybody. But 24 hours after young people came together and said we were declaring our convention in February, the governors, 20 of the governors came together and decided to do the convention in February. Why? Because they know that we are the strongest members of the party. They know that we have begun to realize our power in numbers. They know that if they do not take decisive action, as young people will realize that as the real stakeholders, the power belongs to the people. Because guess what? It's not who registers the political party that owns it. Because you must have a minimum number of people to be a political party. What does that mean? that minimum number of people are the shareholders, the stakeholders in the party. Right now, our number is 35 million out of 40 million. I'll let you do the math and tell us what percentage we occupy, and tell us what percentage of office.
That's some cheering news, Prince Aldo, and I actually think it is a good development that the young...
Right now to the progressive youth movement. Nigerian.
All right, yet again, we seem to have some sort of disconnect there with Prince Aldo. But it has been some interesting conversation, because I am young and I am actually always captivated when issues of young people are brought to the fore. Indeed, we need to make ourselves more visible and more, activated when it comes to handling the decision-making process in Nigeria.
No, but for me, I'm looking at the fact that, this is the APC, the ruling party. 2023 is here. And the fact that it feels like, up until this moment, there's no convention for them. Like you rightly mentioned, this would not be added as what it is. It's not like I'm actually trying to be, an advocate or spokesperson of the APC right now. Yes. But one would expect that we should actually always find, a better approach, to solve this. Like you rightly mentioned, it could just be, putting out, it feels like this is further dividing the party over and over again with all of this that's ongoing.
All right, I don't understand if we have Aldo back. All right, Aldo, let's just get your words, your final words on this as we wrap up the show. We disconnected in just a few seconds. Just wrap up all your thoughts, your advice for the young people, in as much as there are, skirmishes within your party. What are you saying to them as we wrap up?
I'll just answer what she just mentioned before I wrap up.
Yeah,
basically, she's correct. Dialogue is the way forward. But we have leaders that right now we do not trust. The only person we trust is the president. So the only person that we're willing to dialogue with as young people is President Muhammadu Buhari, because if he gives us his word that this is what is in it for young people, then we believe he'll keep to it. So my final word to young people is take an example from what we've done. Everyone had an issue with the APC and the CCPC. All the factions that were there did so many things, but they never reacted. The only time they reacted was when young people came together to say they were holding their convention, and they reacted 24 hours after. It shows you something. We have the powers. Let us stop being lackadaisical about the task at hand. Let us stop being lazy about the task at hand. Let us get involved. Let us come together and understand that the only way to real leadership is through political parties. There is no third force political party. The third force is young people. We are that third force. So let us come together and negotiate something for us, a way forward for young people, and build a better Nigeria, a Nigeria we can be proud of.
All right, thank you so much. We have indeed been speaking with Prince Mustafa Aldo, a former governorship aspirant in Kogi State, of course the leader of the Progressive Youth Movement, the APC. Indeed, we've been looking at political participation from the young people, and of course the call for the resignation of the APC, CPC leadership, Mala Budi.
Well, that's so much we can take at this point in time. We hope you actually enjoyed the conversation. We will definitely return tomorrow. If you missed out on any part of the conversation, it's all right to follow us on Facebook and Instagram is at PlusTvAfrica, and on YouTube is at PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle. I am Messi Boku. You have a great morning.
And I'm Justin Academy. Stand by for the news momentarily.